Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the Olinger podcast. This is what we're doing tonight. We're podcasting. That's what we're doing. It's good. I'm good. I'm a fun guy. I swear to God, I'm fun. I'm going to start telling people that on stage. Just be like, I swear to God, I'm a fun guy. I swear on my life, I'm fun and I can make you laugh. I know that this is a bachelorette party. I know that your friend has a crown on right now, but if you please just listen to me for a little bit, I can communicate something to you, maybe about a topic, just any topic, and make you laugh about it. The art of stand-up, what we're doing here down in Austin, Texas. It rained today. It rained a lot. I had to drive with no AC in the rain up to a brunch show at 3 p.m. at a weed store, which let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little secret, people. I didn't do good on that one. Let's just say it wasn't my crowd. And Bob Marley vibes combined with brunch might not be the audience who's looking for a decently neurotic short man to get upset about topics in front of them. Maybe I don't think that's what they want. And I'm not going to blame them. It's on me. I got a cold a little bit. My nose is stuffed up. I wasn't really ready to follow the coolest black guy of all time who destroyed just asking questions. Like, why do you look like that? And people would just go crazy just because he asked him, why do you look like that? And let's just say it's probably for the best. I needed to take an L. I've been taking L's all weekend, and I'm just going to bounce back. I did the Mothership open mic. That wasn't an L, but I have no idea how they feel about me or if they want me back, and I think it's going to stay that way for a very long time. But I enjoyed this set. It's a great room. Got off a couple new bits, and I'm hanging out. I'm doing good. I'm fucking hanging out. Just hanging. I'm fine. Everything is fine. It's all going to come together. All your friends are getting passed at clubs. It's fine. It's fine. It's all going to come together one day. You don't even adjust the audio volume on your own podcast. It's fine. It's fine, dude. No one listens to it at all. You ran out of money and you're stuck in Austin, Texas. It's okay. It's only life. It's just life. I'm going to canoe out of Austin on a pool noodle like a Cuban immigrant and cross the Rio Grande or whatever. Wrong river. It's the Colorado River out here. I'm going to paddle up the Colorado River on a pool noodle, bring like 10 natty lights, and I'll immigrate to, I guess, Colorado is where the river goes. It better fucking go there. That's a shit name. Who's out here naming stuff? Who are the name guys? All right, anyways, let's talk about weed, because I think I got a little residual high because people are just smoking gigantic joints and like those weird fucking gravity bong things during the comedy show. And weed freaks me out, man. I never liked it. You know what weed is like to me? Weed is like taking a short vacation to autism. That's what it is. And I don't want to go to autism. I don't like that. I don't want that in my life. I want to make eye contact. I want to be people's friend. I don't want to cover my ears because the movie is too loud and run out of the room. Though I do love autistic people. I have autistic people in my family, and I love them very much. I think they're some of the funniest people of all time. I have a theory that deep down, every autistic person knows karate, like deep down in their hearts. And you could say, nah, it's ridiculous, but what do they do at lunch, at school? They have their bag, they sit by themselves, cross-legged. And you say, oh, that's sensory overload. No, sir. It's not. That is the way of the samurai. Eyes closed, on a rock, Crocs on. That is a straight killer right there. You don't fuck with that guy. Autistic people are the shit. I remember my buddy was smoking a cigarette one time, and my autistic cousin. We were like across the street, sitting on the bed of his truck, and my parents' front yard it's like decently big, and this dude just comes out, bursts through the door, Nintendo Switch in hand, and just yells, "You know that's gonna kill you, right?" And we were like, "What?" Then we look over, and he's just staring at my buddy smoking a cigarette. And then when we looked at him, like a ghost, like a ninja, he just disappeared into the house. And I was like, that motherfucker knows kung fu. I think that was like a warning. That's what that was, a fucking warning. Yeah, that's what it was, man. You imagine facing off with that? Crocs, giant man, Nintendo Switch. He's watched every kung fu movie and he knows every single move. And you bump into him on a bridge in Japan, and the wind is blowing the trees, in the grass, and the leaves, and he just takes out his headphones. Or no, he like kind of pulls the headphones off his head slowly. And he says, "You shouldn't smoke that. You know it'll kill you." And then he just flashes a Pokemon card, throws it, cuts your jugular. You're fucking dead. You're dead. You're a dead man. That's what I'm talking about. Autism all the way. Autism. What would we do at used bookstores if it were not for the autistic? The needy, the hungry, the autistic. I love them. I love them so much. I think we all got a little bit of autism in us. You know, they say there's a real Slim Shady in all of us. Yeah. Yeah, there's a Reddit moderator in all of us, baby. Deep down, that's what's going on. I'm chilling, man. I worked out today. My legs are sore. I got 3 new books. Adam Morris, American Messiahs. It's about cults. It says false prophets of a damned nation. Maybe that one gets a little conspiratorial. The Heartbreak of Wounded Knee, David Truer. And that book is about the Native Americans and what they went through. It's kind of like a broad overview, and I hope to learn a lot from it. Maybe get a couple bits that aren't so offensive. I get chucked out of the comedy club by my pants. No one gets really thrown out of bars anymore. I want to see that. And just a guy get picked up by his shirt and his pants and chucked. And I want someone to yell, "You stay out, eh? Man, say yeah, you stay out of there. You're a hooligan." And then I got the John Adams biography. They made an HBO series out of it, and it won a Pulitzer Prize. And I'm going to be an asshole and read the book instead. Fuck you, HBO. In your great shows, your classic comedy specials, I'm reading the book. I tried to read Benjamin Franklin's, and he's a pretentious fucking asshole. I do not like that guy. I don't even really give him credit for discovering electricity, because all he did was fly a kite and get hit by lightning. And you're like, he put metal on top of it and struck himself with lightning so he would discover that. And it's like, I don't think that's that big of an accomplishment. Other things in history, I don't think are that big of accomplishments. I'm going to go out on a limb on this one. Christopher Columbus. Now hear me out. Hear me out, mesh hats. Muscles in mesh hats. Prager University people. I know you might be upset about this one, but I think he just went straight. That's all he did with his boat. And he landed on America, but the continent's the whole fucking planet. How could he not hit that at some point? And then he just said it was where he was going. Even though they probably told him that's not where it is, and they probably described India to him, and was like, "This is what you'll find in India." And he was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm going to lie to them and tell them that I found it and just bring back a bunch of money with me and my weird friends, you know?" I mean, if the boat floats, you have a crew. He's kind of the Steve Jobs of genocide, is what he was. He kind of went out there and just kind of fucking took credit for a lot of things. And I don't really want to give him props for that. I don't know if that's too liberal of me, but it's just me talking shit. Back to Benjamin Franklin with the kite thing. It's like, yeah, you got struck by lightning. I'm pretty sure people were trying not to do that the whole time. You know what I mean? Maybe don't do that anymore. Oh, an Instagram notification. Oh, look, someone messaged me. Come on, baby. I'm excited about the John Adams, though. I like the Founding Fathers, and they all have, like, different personalities. And they all have, like, beefs. I like the stories about, like, people used to get in fist fights in the Senate. You know what I mean? That used to happen. People would fist fight each other, and people were like, this country has fallen so far. And it's like, dude, it used to be a bunch of guys with wooden teeth and syphilis rotting their brains, beating the shit out of each other. It's like, I think we're doing all right. Even as much as you hate Republicans or you hate the Democrats, at least it's not that. Like, a lot of these founding fathers would not be, like, allowed anywhere. They were good with literature. The motherfuckers could write, But here's the real baller. The real baller in history is Frederick Douglass, man. Frederick Douglass fucking kicks ass. He had that wild-ass Albert Einstein hair. He was wearing a suit. He got himself out of slavery, taught himself in secret to read and write. He's a straight American hero. And he's a bad motherfucker. Also, what I like about him, he keeps his biography concise. Benjamin Franklin in the beginning is going on about his, like, nieces and nephews in the property they own. And it's like, dude, get to it. Please, hurry up. This isn't the 1800s. I don't have time for this. Get to it. And Frederick does just that. And his language that he writes with is not as pretentious. It's written very well. He actually, the story that really sold me on it, I mean, besides the whole thing is fascinating, but the story that I really loved was he beat the shit out of his slave master. So they had, like, different branches of masters, and they had, like, a head slave master that would run a bunch of farms, like a GM, like a general manager. Like, like corporate would come to visit at your job, and you'd to put the sandwiches away and hide a bunch of shit. Act like you're not snacking, but you know what you're doing. You were stoned that day. You had to keep it cool. That's what happened to them. So he was under another guy, which was like the smaller farm manager. And one day he was sick and he couldn't bale any hay. And he passed out because he couldn't bale any hay. And the dude beat him with a 2x4. And, like, beat him really bad. And Frederick was like, I'm not going to fucking have this. And he ran off into the woods. The guy couldn't find him, and he walked like 12 miles to the head slave master, explained the situation. The head slave master said he wouldn't do anything about it. So he walked all the way back through the woods, like covered in blood, bleeding, and made it to another slave's house who gave him this, like, herb. And he's like, it'll keep the slave master away. And he gets there on a Sunday. He gets back to his plantation. And he's like, this guy's going to fuck me up. But he's got the herb in his pocket. And the guy doesn't fuck with him. He just leaves him alone. And he goes to sleep. And he realizes that it probably was because it was church that day. And they'd be in religious services all day. Now, the next day he gets up and he's working. And the dude comes in, the slave master that kicked his ass, with, like, a rope. Like, I guess he tried to tie up his legs like he was going to beat him up or hang him or something. And Frederick Douglass just snapped on him and beat the dude's ass. And another guy came in and he kicked him in the chest and threw him down. Now, here was the kicker. The guy, the slave master, didn't want to, like, admit to his bosses that he got his ass kicked because then he'd get fired because he couldn't keep control of his slaves. So not only did he not retaliate, he didn't do anything to Frederick, and he just kept it under wraps. And from then on, the dude just left him alone. So he got away with kicking this guy's ass. I think that's the most baller shit of all time. That's, like, literally a movie. It's so sick. And then Benjamin Franklin's like, I'm a very smart man. This is how I write. And I have a lot of property. It's like, dude, you never got in a fist fight with the white devil? Get out of here. Frederick knows fucking kung fu. He knows kung fu, and he knows how to write, and that's enough for me. Frederick the boy. I got to read. I'm trying to read more, man. I got sucked into video games a lot. And I'm telling you, man, video games are good. They say that they're not, and they're not good for you, but they make them so delicious. You can just taste like the hours of your life being eaten away. I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, and that shit sucked like 50 hours of my life. And they let you pick out the character's dick. You can choose what kind of dick the guy has. And at that point, you're like, I get to have a big penis. That could be me with a sword and a big penis. It's over. It's over. And then you can have sex with the other characters, and it rocks. And people are like, oh, that's creepy. It's like, you guys watch fucking Game of Thrones, which is a porno with dragons in it. And it's got the incest thing. There was no incest in Baldur's Gate. Just me with a big dick and some magical abilities. Getting laid, replenishing my mana, and I think that's fucking cool. I do. I think it's the shit. Yeah, man. We'll keep it going. I'm going to riff it out. I'm fucking tired. I might just do this shit for 15 minutes. I do not care. I don't care. Oh, someone just dropped their Venmos in the Instagram. I thought possibly it was the mothership asking me to come back, and it's not. I don't know when that's going to happen. It might not, dude. It just might not, and that's fine. I enjoy it anyways. You can't get too hung up on that shit, man. All right, fuck it. I'm out. Goodbye.